What's up, everybody? Whoa, this was a fun episode. I enjoyed it. I hope you do as much as I did. I go off the rails, so stick around after I read my dates to check it out. But if you're interested, I'm in Kansas City right now, April 11th through 13th. I'm in Los Angeles at Netflix is a Joke Festival, May 2nd. Then Raleigh, North Carolina, May 17th and 18th. Atlantic City, New Jersey, June 22nd. And then a bunch of dates after that in September, October, and so on. So check my website, yannispappascomedy.com for tickets. Join our Patreon for our weekly bonus episodes, patreon.com/YannisPappasHour. Now enjoy the app.
Yannis Pappas. Yeah. When you all tucked up in the David Long, and the news online going on and on, what's right and wrong, and there's something up. Now here comes a great kid you know you can trust. From the true who's who to the news and cameras, to the fake politics and the propaganda. Yeah, this kid's screwed in, got a lot to say. Aw, shit, it's about to be a long day. It's a long day.
Smoking cannabis doesn't have to hurt. It can feel good. Upgrade to a freeze pipe today and experience icy smooth clouds without the throat burn, chest pain, and coughing attacks. Freeze Pipe makes a unique line of freezable pipes, bubblers, bongs, and more that cool smoke by over 300 degrees. They sent me a bunch and they're awesome. Visit thefreezepipe.com and use the code Yannis for 10% off your entire order. That's thefreezepipe.com with the code Yannis for 10% off. Order today to get free shipping and say goodbye to harsh smoke forever. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this little hang on the Yannis Pappas Hour podcast. Podcasts are a modern format of entertainment. If you're hearing this in the future, hi, how are you? We were an archaic form of entertainment back when the internet was big, before people could go invisible and turn into flies. And there's a guy getting a transplant in his brain where you could read his thoughts or whatever. I don't know what's going on. We were just talking, Jesse and I, Jesse Scuturo behind the wheels of steel, and we just don't know what to believe anymore. Okay? Is that an earache or is it Havana syndrome? Do the Russians have a sonic gun or do they not? Is Finn Affleck a guy? Does Hamas have hostages left? No, it seems like they can't find 40 hostages for a ceasefire, which means they're fucked. It was their only thing that they had. It was the only leverage they had for those guns to stop raining down on them, was 40 hostages, and they can't come up with 40 hostages. It's like when a loan shark says, "Do you have my money?" And the guy goes, listen. Michael, things are tough right now. You know, Karen needed a new coat. Where's my money, you piece of shit? They can't even come up with 40 hostages. Why don't they just say it? Because they're still holding on. They're like, look, right now, they're missing. I think they can't come up with the 40 hostages because those 40 hostages have passed on. I think they've passed on. I don't think they were in a bad situation to begin with. All right, they were in a bad situation because Hamas is holding them, going like, if we got the hostages, they won't bomb us into oblivion. And Israel said, this is all about saving the Jewish state. We want those hostages, but if you don't, we're going to obliterate it anyway. So unfortunately, being one of those hostages must have felt like a bad thing. When those bombs started raining down, they were probably going, wait, what about me? And the other ones were going, just, ask Yahweh, we're going in. So they can't come up with it, but it's not, listen, I don't think it's as big a threat to the world as Finn Affleck, not being recognized as Finn Affleck. Welcome to the world, Finn Affleck. Birth date. Here's the thing. You know how adopted pets have like a gotcha date? That's what they call it, a gotcha date. So they have a birth date. When you have an adopted pet, nobody really knows what the little orphan's official birthday is. They guesstimate it, right? So like, your dog's probably about 6 months old. And then you got a gotcha date. And the gotcha date is the day that you celebrate when you got the animal from rescue. I rescue dogs because I'm a better person than the people who buy from breeders like Jesse Scuturo. I don't get the pure breeds. I don't. Why are you getting a pure breed in the city? What do you got a farm? You need you need a purebred to work for you? Yeah, let me go get a purebred German Shepherd so I can go bite black people. I mean, what do we get in German Shepherd? Why does anyone have a purebred anything anymore? Especially in the city. The only reason for purebreds is for working jobs, because that's what they were bred for, is working jobs. If you just need a dog to cuddle with you on the couch and replace children because you're against having them, and you're a city slicker, adopt a dog. Get yourself a little pit bull that pulls you around and bites other dogs in the park, and you make excuses for it because you're a liberal. Just do that. Okay? What are you getting a purebred for? Just get a purebred right. No, yours is actually a little bit of a mix.
Yeah. He's a lab mix.
He's a lab mix. That's what you tell everybody.
Yeah.
If you got a pit bull, it's a lab mix.
It's a lab mix.
If you're in Miami or you're in Florida where they have a pit bull blend, just a lab mix. It's a lab mix.
But then I got the little wiener dog.
You get the little wiener dog. Sergio Chacon has a dog that guards drugs.
That dog is outrageous.
That dog is the size of a human. He's got a cane Corso. He said the other day the Amazon guy came, the door opened, that his dog was at the top of the stairs, which made it seem even bigger, and it just went, arr, 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 arr. And of course the Amazon guy was black, because when's the last time you had a white Amazon delivery guy? I mean, talk about the way the Koreans have fucking monopolized the markets. The blacks and Jared Harvin have definitely monopolized the Amazon delivery guy job. Yeah. I don't remember the last time I've never seen a Chinese Amazon delivery guy.
No, they're all mailmen.
The Chinese, there's a lot of Chinese mailmen, but the Amazon delivery is strictly brothers.
Yeah.
So, and they are scared of dogs. So Sergio told me when he opened the door and his dog was at the top of the stairs and the dog gave a big, I protect drugs in my genealogy report, bark. He said he actually saw the black Amazon guy turn white. He said for a second he looked like Michael Jackson. He was so scared. Yeah. I mean, and Sergio says he's getting another one. Sergio Chacon.
He's going to get another one of those?
Yeah, he says family doesn't know about it, but he plans to get another one.
Dude.
Yeah, he's going to have 2 cane Corsos.
In his studio apartment?
But let me tell you something. When Sergio's not home, his family's safe.
That's true. Oh, he keeps it upstate. All right.
Oh, he keeps it. I don't know where he keeps it, dude. You got to keep that thing in jail. But purebreds are for jobs. Okay? They're for jobs. You ever? Who wants to get a purebred Jack Russell? Yeah, they're cute, but you cannot tire that thing out. That thing's looking to kill snakes and bite. And just, you get yourself a nice purebred who's calm. Get yourself a nice mulatto. Get yourself a mulatto dog, a good rescue dog. So you got a gotcha date. So the gotcha date is the date that you celebrate when you got the dog. And that's like its adopted birthday, right? Like my little girl Isla's got a gotcha date, right?
You celebrate your dog's birthday?
We celebrate her birthday and her gotcha date. She gets a little pappuccino. Everybody goes. I mean, Starbucks knows what it's doing. They didn't spread like wildfire for nothing.
Wait, what's this, a puppuccino?
It's a puppuccino, which is fucking whipped cream in a cup. I mean, Jesus, look, if half of us are going to get diabetes from the American diet, shouldn't the dog on his birthday, too, have a little sweets? Yeah. Have a little sweets in it? Yeah, throw a little Zin in. Is that the Zin?
This is the Zin, yeah.
So you were holding the wet one?
Yeah, it's the same one.
Yeah, listen.
I had to take it out. It was too much.
Yeah, I mean, you're so low maintenance. When we order here, I said, Jesse, you want a bottle of water? He goes, no, I drink from the faucet. And he didn't even ask for another Zin. He held the Zin he already started. You're like my mother who used to dry paper towels. Did you grow up during World War II?
Dude, I lived through the Depression.
You lived through the Depression in the 20s and yours, twice.
I grew up with a single mother.
Yeah, now you're grown up in your own depression.
That's right.
So does Finn have a gotcha date? Does Finn Affleck have a gotcha date? Right? Because Finn Affleck wasn't born when, what's her real name? Marcy? What's her real name?
It's actually a really nice name, Sophia.
When Sophia, much better than Finn.
Oh, I'm sorry, Serafina.
When Serafina was born, she was born with the potential for tits. Now she's Finn. Is that a gotcha date? Is that going to be her new birthday? Like Finn's birthday, is her coming out party, right? So the Zin goes in and out. Jesse can't take the hit from the Zin.
Dude, it's really strong.
Is Zin going to kill us? I mean, what's my blood pressure right now?
How many Zins a day do you do?
Dude, that's the problem. See, I don't think Zins are bad for you if you do them once in a while. The problem is I take one out and put one in.
You chain smoke Zins.
I chain smoke Zins. I go all day. I box today with a Zin in. So it's a bad situation.
Hey, you don't feel it anymore.
No, I don't even feel it anymore.
You ever double up?
I have doubled up. I've had I have no place to put it. I'll keep an old one in and put a new one up here. So that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. Okay, I'm extreme with my zen. Can I have one thing? I don't do drugs. I don't do nothing. Okay. I mean, I got a whole bottle of Klonopins I don't use. I mean, I've taken like 5 Klonopins my whole life.
You just carry it with you?
A bottle. I just have them with me now. And I'm getting so much better. I don't even get close to needing them anymore. I want to resell them.
Oh, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. I used to just feel good having them. Now I don't even sweat it.
It's your little blankie.
Yeah. I mean, but it's not even my blanket anymore because therapy works. I'm doing good. But, so Finn Affleck had her coming out party, in a very respectful way for everyone else at her grandfather's funeral. She got up to the podium with her new G.I. Jane haircut.
This is a teenager.
She's a teenager, so I have to be careful.
Tread lightly. Yeah.
Tread lightly. I can't make fun, right? Right away, Yanni goes for the first topic that turns this into a bonus. No, but here's the deal. Finn's never going to hear this. This is not the podcast in Finn circles. We did our marketing research. The people who listen to us are savage. They want me to go after everything. They don't care. There's no sensitivity in the people who listen to this, and I appreciate that because it means you've been through some things. I've been through some things. You can see it in my eyes. And the people who've been through the most have the thickest skin because they're like, he's making jokes. That's nothing compared to cancer's coming for you. Bad things are coming for you. People really got to thicken up. Finn, if you're listening, it gets worse. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse. You need humor, okay? Now, I'm sorry, Finn, but I am going to point out that, look, it's not your fault. You're a teenager. You don't understand your own narcissism yet. Kids don't understand their own narcissism yet, okay? But, once you get into therapy, you understand that there's a motive you believe is the real motive, and then there's a motive that you're unaware of that is the true motive. So what was Finn's true motive? I'll tell you what Finn's true motive was. It's a little something called attention. It's a perfect way to get attention. And why does she need attention? I'll tell you why she needs attention. Because she's got 2 celebrity parents who are fucking not paying attention to her. Okay, Ben Affleck is off struggling with his alcohol addiction, saying that if it wasn't for Finn's mom, he would still be drinking. I love that when he blamed his alcohol problem on fucking, what's her name? Jennifer Gardner, who seems like, doesn't she make baby food now? So she's busy with her baby food business. Or am I mixing her up with Jessica Alba?
Could be.
No, but she also's got some they're all making millions off of baby food because these fucking soccer moms will fucking buy anything with Jessica Alba's name on it or Jennifer Gardner. I just hate the fact that he's such a good-looking man that he dumps Jennifer Gardner. If I had Jennifer Gardner, I'd be licking her toilet seat. In perpetuity. I'd be like, you done with the toilet, baby? Let me lick the toilet seat. I'm sorry, I should be saying that as a married man, but I'm doing it for comedic effect. To drive home the point, that Jennifer Gardner is one of the most uniquely beautiful. Not only is she beautiful, she's got one of those unique, beautiful looks, right? Yeah, just pull up Jennifer Gardner full body shot, which is something I Google all the time. And then we'll get to the WNBA because that's the hottest news going. We'll get to Caitlin Clark after this.
Humana.
Whoa. There she is. Her face, she's just uniquely gorgeous. It just pisses me off that look at that, dude. Is there anyone more beautiful than Jennifer Gardner? Yeah, yes. Jennifer Lopez. So then he goes it just pisses me off. Okay? But do you think these 2 fucking celebrity kids are paying any attention to Serafina? Finn? You think Serafina got any attention? I'll tell you how you know she didn't get any attention. Because she came out as Finn at her grandfather's funeral. Everyone's there to fucking celebrate her funeral. People are fucking crying. And then she gets him and goes, Finn. And then all of his non-celebrity relatives start crying again. It's got to deal with this now. And Jennifer Lopez has a non-binary kid as well.
Really?
I mean, it is fucking in fashion.
So does Brad and Angelina.
They got one too. I mean, look, if you have 4 kids, one of them's going to be trans or autistic. Those are the stats now. 1 out of 30 kids is autistic, and I think 1 out of 30 kids is trans. So you're fucking rolling the dice. You're at the slot machine and you're just hoping it comes out fucking aces. But there's going to be a joker in there. There's a joker's wild right now. There's a good chance you're going to have a trans kid. Welcome to the fucking 21st century. There's a good chance one of them's going to go non-binary and say, address me as a plural pronoun. When I come in the room, I want you to say, hey, yous guys, what's going on? Or there's a good chance your kid's going to come in fucking counting ceiling tiles. Dude, I'm just so happy that my kids respond to social cues. I was checking to see if they're autistic from the windows. I was like, follow my finger, follow my finger, follow my finger, follow my finger. Smile when I smile. Smile when I smile. Thank God. Smile when I smile. Thank God. Smile when I smile. Make eye contact. Look at me. Look at me. Goddamn, she's looking at me, babe. Look. Look. Fuck yeah. We just saved a lot of money in goddamn occupational therapy. Jesus Christ, those bills. Look, if you want to get into something, people are like, what do we do when we come out of college? 1 out of 30 kids is autistic. Go to fucking occupational therapy school. Learn how to play blocks with autistic kids. You got a job waiting for you. Okay? Therapy. Boom. Better help. Boom. Get into therapy. And you don't got to do much to be a therapist. There's also like trauma coaches now. Just go with it. Everyone's traumatized. Just you got to get into the therapy game. You got to get into the occupational therapy game. Occupational therapist or trauma therapy is another good one, or content creator like Tucker Carlson, who's become America's #1 content creator. Now, what is the difference between a content creator and a mainstream media mouthpiece? I think we've learned a little bit. From Tucker Carlson. Now, is this evidence of him breaking free of the shackles of corporate-sponsored mainstream media and giving us the stories that mainstream media would never give us because our government is run by Israel? Okay? Is that the story you want to believe? Or is Tucker Carlson going for sensationalism? Or is it a little bit of both? What's your call? Now, he interviewed the guy who had gay sex with Obama. Similarly, and even when I went on Rogan and I brought up the guy's background, the guy that how he's had fucking fraud charges in like 4 states and he was showing up at other elections and things like that. Rogan was like, really? Rogan didn't know. And then I think Rogan even said, he's like, but why do I want to believe it? And I said, because it's what world do you want to have some fun? I mean, of course. Who would say they don't want to believe that? All right, I know it's bullshit, and I still want to believe it. I still want to believe that this guy was smoking crack with a Harvard lawyer who ended up becoming president of the United States and somehow got in office after 2008, and our country was economically in shambles. And when he left, we were on the right course. I don't know. Criticize him for what you want, all right? Foreign policy, bomb the shit out of everybody. Criticize him for fucking Hillary Clinton's Benghazi and Libya and Syria and all that shit. Criticize him for what you want, but I tell you what, when he got office, he took the reins from George W. and our country was in the shitter. The worst fucking economic mess we've had since the 20s. And then when he left, things were sweet. You could walk around New York City 3 a.m. going, yeah, I'm white. I'm so fucking white. I'm on the train. And everything was fucking honky-dory. Everyone was dancing to P Diddy and having a good time. And now fucking P Diddy look how that turned out. We don't want to know. I don't want to live in a world where P Diddy's not just going, take that. I don't want to know. I don't know what he did to Mace. I don't want to know why Mace. It's some suspicious that Mace just quit rap. Everyone, and then there's a couple people who went to jail for P Diddy. Remember, there was another rapper. Shine went. Yeah. That guy's got blackmail and everyone. He's like, yo, take the rap, or people are gonna know that you like to bang boys. He definitely did the Epstein thing. He's got blackmail on everybody. There's fucking cameras. That thing is like the Pentagon. You go in that apartment for a party, there's fucking angles everywhere. Yeah, there's angles everywhere. But the only thing that they won't catch on it, the only thing that they will not catch on tape in Diddy's house is a plane going into his living room. That's the only thing they won't catch, but they'll get everything else. But a plane smashing right into the side of his living room, they won't be able to get any footage. Can you still believe we haven't seen one clean shot of a plane going into the Pentagon? Just a clean shot on the Pentagon. Isn't it still crazy that we had to rely on some ancillary gas station footage, 3 frames where there's no plane, there's just a fireball. It looks like a missile. I don't know what to tell you. I guess there's some eyewitnesses that saw some planes. I don't know, but not really. Have you ever seen an interview with an eyewitness that said, I saw the plane glide down? Who knows? You know, but say what you want about the guy the economy turned around, right?
Who are you talking about, Obama?
Obama.
Yeah. And he's the first president to marry a man.
Yeah, so I want to believe he married a man, and I want to believe that he smoked crack and had gay sex with this fucking fraudster. I want to believe that.
Yeah.
Does a serious newsman?
Oh,
It's okay.
you're off the rails today.
Well, listen. I mean, things are falling off the shelf like our numbers on YouTube. It's going down. What did I hit? Whatever. It was the menorah. So listen.
Yeah, uh-oh.
Look, Nick Fuentes fans, you should be happy. God. Anyway, let me fix my balls. So I want to live in that world.
You're so professional.
Yeah. Yeah. So was that did he not have any producer say, hey, listen, we're interviewing this guy, but here's his backstory. Here's some facts going back many years about this guy, right? You would say, what's the word? If you don't know the word remiss, you might want to get smarter. Perhaps that was a little remiss. And he didn't mention it. He didn't go to the guy like, by the way, why is that? By the way, there's all these documented things about you being an absolute fraudulent human being. Why is that?
Why is that?
Why is that? He didn't mention that. He was just like, really? Tell me more about Obama. Like it was just a full-blown this happened kind of interview, right? So from that interview was silly. It was silly. So now, and then he goes and he interviews Putin. It wasn't an interview. He goes and he listens to Putin. He goes, and then he goes to the supermarket, and it almost seems like he's kind of going in with a one-dimensional kind of approach. It seems heavily editorialized, like we're going to show, you know, it doesn't seem like a full story, right? When you go into one grocery store and you're like, wow, it just seems like you're not getting the full picture, right? Seems like you're not getting the full picture. But it does seem like that type of reporting, that sort of one-dimensional kind of, but what about this? But what about this? Seems like it's intended to tantalize internet listeners. Because internet listeners go all in. Internet listeners love ambiguity. They love just conspiracy. They love fucking sensationalized kind of, they love, you know, I don't know what to believe, but I'm going to believe this. Because it's it's just sexier, right?
Mic went off.
Sorry about that. We're back. So he goes from the Obama interview to the Putin interview, and now he's gone to interviewing this pastor, this Arab Christian pastor in Bethlehem. And this was quite controversial. Now, he's got to know this going in, that this is going to be quite controversial. Why is that? He loves the why is that line. Why is that?
This is catchphrase.
Yeah. Why is that? Why is that? He also did an appearance on Kill Tony. Now, I love Kill Tony. I've done it 3 times now. I just don't want to live in a world where my main newsmen are doing Kill Tony. I love Tim Dillon. I don't want my presidential candidates at the same party that Tim Dillon's at. Call me old-fashioned. Call me old-fashioned. Okay? I don't know. I just think, you know, there's worlds that shouldn't intersect. Okay? News and comedy and politics and comedy. It's just, we're all fucking dysfunctional grown children. We shouldn't be talking to presidential candidates. We should be interviewing them. We shouldn't be dealing with people who went to journalism school, okay, who have master's degrees. These things used to mean things, okay? I don't want to live in a world where a Columbia-educated journalism graduate comes on this podcast willingly. I don't want that.
That's happened.
Yeah, and it's happened, and I don't want it. I'll take it, but it's definitely a sign that something's wrong. Okay? Yeah, Tucker Carlson was on with Jim Norton. It's all breaking down.
I thought you liked this.
Huh?
I thought you liked it.
Okay, I like it. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying what's going on. I'm just saying what is going on. Okay? It's almost like Lil Pump is going to hang out with RFK. I don't know what's going on. You know? I miss the world of fucking snobby upper class people who don't want to be seen with Lil Pump. I just missed that. There was an order to the world that was easy to understand. Let's bring discrimination back. Not based on gender or race, but let's bring it back based on class. Not class in the sense of upper, middle, and lower. Class and just personal classiness. Okay? Obama's a classy guy. Why is he getting interviewed by a woman who's got bright green lipstick?
He started it. He started with YouTube. He got interviewed by YouTube influencers.
You started it, and I don't like it. And the reason is because you're a crackhead gay.
This was 9 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing 9 years ago? Look at this chick.
He sat down with a bunch of YouTube influencers.
Oh, Jesus. He started. I knew it was Obama's fault. Bethany Mota. He sat down. Who the hell? He started it. So we've gotten to the ground zero of the problem. It's Obama's fault. Okay? Always blame Obama. Yeah, and it probably is his fault.
Well, you want to reach the kids.
You want to reach the kids. So now we're at this third interview. After he follows up his Putin interview with this pastor from Bethlehem. Now, here's the controversy. So the whole interview is about how Israel discriminates against Christians. And it's obvious that this interview is intended to tell that side of the story and say, like, the Christian right is really in support of Israel. But should they be? Do they know the full story? How does Israel view Christians? They get spit on.
Why is that?
Why is that? Now, why is that? Now, I think there are some hardcore Jews that spit on Christians and stuff. I do think that has happened, But it's like if you get a video of a couple dude, then you're like, they all do it. I mean, I don't know. So anyway, I'm not going to judge on this because I'm a journalist and scientist with pronouns hee-haw. So I am not going to speculate on what is right or is wrong. I'll just describe the criticism. So, and the criticism is coming hard. Now, this is splitting everybody. Carlson is getting a lot of I used to love comments, right? He's getting like, I used to love, he's gone off the deep end, now I hate him. It's a lot of that. And then there's others going, damn right, let's get the Jews. Damn right. More, fucking get the Jews. So, here's two comments that really are microcosmic examples of the different stances. The bipolarity of the comment section on this video. One goes, great interview, Tucker. 5.2 thousand comments. One goes, Bethlehem is not controlled by Israel, but rather the Palestinian Authority. Point your finger at the correct source. 3.3 thousand. So the great interview folks are liking that more. Why is that? No. So basically, that's what it is, right? It's a powder keg of an issue. What's up, everybody? We are brought to you today by Freeze Pipe. These are classy. I mean, these things look like you could display them on your shelves.
Oh, yeah?
That's how beautiful they are. Take a peek. They're absolutely gorgeous, and they are engineered to be really, really effective in making your pull of your cannabis nice and smooth. What's the key, you'd ask? What's the key? What is the key? The secret is freezable glycerin chambers that come on every piece. Pop one of those chambers in the freezer for 1 hour, and as smoke passes through, it's instantly chilled for a relaxing experience without the afterburner coughing. The freeze pipes are cool. They look cool. This is for your weed smokers here. This is for your classy weed smokers, and this will enhance your weed smoking experience. Because a lot of times you're coughing, it burns, it's a harsh intake. But with these freezable glycerin. With your freezable glycerin chambers, it solves that problem for you. And that's the key. That's the secret to these. I can tell you firsthand, these pipes are incredible. They're glass. They're very well made. And this is a genius engineering, right? You call it engineering? Yeah, I think you do. So how do you get them, right? My pot smokers, this is how you do it. You visit the freezepipe.com website and use the code Yannis, and you get 10% off your entire order. Simple as that. That's freezepipe.com with the code Yannis for 10% off. Order today, and guess what? You get free shipping, and you say goodbye to harsh smoke forever. Freeze Pipe. Check him out. It's worth it. Now, he does not mention that there is footage of this pastor praising the strength of the Palestinian infiltrators on, what was the date again? I'm getting, there's so many important dates now. What is it? September 11th, July 7th, January 4th. What was it again?
October 7th.
October 7th, right. You notice how more and more dates are living in infamy until there's going to be a massacre on every day. Let's chill out. If you're going to do a massacre, please do it on the same day because we're going to run out of days.
Just pick September 11th.
Yeah, just pick September 11th, and let's just do a purge of all atrocities on September 11th. On September 11th, we can just fucking throw light beams in the sky for everything. That's a little better because every day is going to live in infamy pretty soon. We got the Pearl Harbor Day. We got the Battle of Midway Day. We got the fucking September 11th. Now we got October 7th. Then there's going to be July 4th. We got to celebrate that revolution. I mean, it's just too many dates. Not enough time. So, there's a video of him praising, this pastor praising sort of the Hamas infiltration of the party that Hamas threw. You know, the freedom fighting that they did, or the terrorism, based on what you believe. You know, depending on whose house you are. I mean, if you're eating with Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats, it's definitely gonna be freedom fighters. It's definitely gonna be freedom fighters. Okay, if you're at Shaun King's newly Muslim household, how great is that? By the way, we haven't mentioned that at all. He's gone full blown Muslim, and he was rejected by the Muslims. He's trying.
Slick move,
dude. Give him credit. From Christian pastor, he was a Christian pastor, to social justice activist. Listen, Shaun King grew up a fully white kid in a privileged neighborhood, experienced a fake hate crime, that he rose up and went to an all-black school on a black scholarship as a white kid. Then he became a journalist who was, journalizing on behalf of black people as a white guy. And then he went from Christian pastor, and that didn't work out. That didn't reap enough financial rewards. And now he's gone full-blown Muslim. So don't you dare tell me that you can't get to the gym and get in semi-shape. If he can do all that, you can get in semi-shape. You could go to the gym twice a week. If Shaun King can, as a white guy, live as a black man and then turn into a Muslim, you can go 2 days a week.
That's right.
You could do 15 sit-ups every 3 days.
He's doing the Huberman protocols.
I mean, look, get a couple minutes of sunlight and get what Huberman forgot to mention was also have 4 phones. Get 10 minutes of sunlight, take deep breaths with a prolonged exhale, and also get 3 other phones. You need a couple burner phones for some side chicks. And then you're fully leaving the neurological dream. You've tapped into every bit of dopamine. Make sure you're getting as much pussy on the road as you can, because that also makes you happy. That'll release some happy pills. Right. Everyone's going, what's humor? What's your secret? Why do you look so jacked? Why are you so happy? You can't tell the truth. You can't, because I'm fucking drowning in puss. I'm fucking absolutely fucking drowning in puss. I'm drowning in puss so much I fucking forget where I'm supposed to be when, and I stand a lot of these bitches up on Thanksgiving. Even on things like Thanksgiving, I don't show up. I mean, I am a HPV super soaker. I'm like an HPV super soaker in the summer. I'm just spraying these chicks with HPV left and right. I mean, yeah, that's going to release a few happy chemicals if your fucking noodle's constantly wet. I mean, that kid his noodle didn't get a chance to get dry. So the reason why it causes the stir is because Bethlehem is under the authority of the PLO, right? So when Israel had it, supposedly it was 80% Christian, and it's down. I don't think the Muslims are. I don't think they come with open arms for the Christians either, right? So the people on the Israel side will say Israel's the only country, and they'll say it like this: Israel's the only country where the Christian population has grown since 18-something or whatever it is, and that's true, right? I don't think the Christian population is flourishing in Muslim countries. I don't think the Jewish population is flourishing in those countries either. But there are some Christians in Israel. The Christians in Bethlehem have gone down. There's also criticisms because the Christians in Palestine are getting bombed as well. And so Tucker's like, do we care about those Christians? Is it just because they're brown? And then the Christians over here going, naturally, we can't care about every Christian. I mean, are they white Christian? I mean, I don't know. We're going after, we're really back to religion here. We're really back to religion. It's really like who we care about and why. Who do they worship? How many points are they worth in caring? Okay? Do you care about your brown Christians, white Christians in America? I don't know. But supposedly the white Christians in Bethlehem are being oppressed by Israel, even though the PLO occupies Bethlehem and controls Bethlehem. But then those people will say, yeah, but the Jews can march in whenever they want, and they fucking control. They really are the de facto, control of Bethlehem. They really are the de facto controllers of Bethlehem. Points to be made on all sides. Points to be made on all sides. All I'm saying is he didn't mention that, right? So that is not in he just interviews the guy. And the guy says, Israel's horrible, Israel's horrible, Israel's horrible, the occupation's horrible. They're horrible to Christians. They want all Christians out. They spit on us. They don't want us, blah, 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 blah. But there's no mention about how Muslims are probably not the greatest as well with the Christians. There's no mention that this guy praised October 7th in a way. And there's no mention that Bethlehem is not part of Israel. So that's a little weird. That's a little weird not to mention it. I'm not saying that the guy's not legitimately, I don't know. I don't know the guy. I don't live in Bethlehem, okay? The only thing I know is I believe in one Savior, Lord Jesus Christ, and he was born in Bethlehem. And that's all I know. And I want my fucking Greek Orthodox brothers to know that. I'll be in Kansas City. Get those tickets. Whatever Greek community is there, get those tickets immediately. Get those tickets immediately. We'll be starting with a prayer. We'll be starting with a fucking prayer. Okay? I'm going after the Christian pop because Christianity's back.
It's on the rise,
It's on a freaking rise.
Yeah.
It's back, baby. I'm getting a cross. I'm getting a fucking P
There you
Diddy
go.
cross. Big one, gold.
Nice Jesus piece.
Why is that? So he just didn't, it didn't come up, right? So it's like, it does sort of continue this pattern of sort of one-dimensional kind of reporting. I don't know. Is it important to have producers check? Another thing about Tucker, if you're just watching this episode, you didn't watch our previous episode because we cover a lot of different things a lot of different times. But there was one time where these kids just completely tricked Tucker. Do you remember that? We covered that on there. Do you remember those kids and Tucker interviewed them and he was like, great story. And the whole thing was a fraud.
They pranked him.
Yeah, they pranked him. And they did a full interview and he still at the end was like, that was great. We found out why that is. Right? So I'm not sure. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of due diligence being. Maybe when you go independent, there's less producers, there's less in the line. You're willing to go from, I don't know. Or is it just and you're going, fuck it.
He's not fair and balanced anymore.
Yeah, he's not fair and balanced anymore, which is ironic because he was at Fox.
Well, that was their tagline.
That was their tag, fair and balanced. But I think that was their tagline a long time ago. I think their tagline now is just like, let Hannity go. Whatever Hannity says, we're on board. It's Hannity's. Just Hannity. We are Hannity and balanced. So I don't even know if they don't even purport to be fair and balanced anymore. But so it's either two things. It's either they're remiss and and he doesn't have the staff he used to have. It's not the standard he used to have, or he knows and he doesn't care. Because all it takes is like a quick Google search on the guy. Like somebody pulled the video of that speech where he was praised, that sermon or whatever. He was kind of praising the strength of those Palestinians who broke in Israel and murdered and raped and shot babies. He praised the strength of those people. A lot of people call that resistance. Here's the deal. I don't want to get into this, but it's like traditionally guerrilla fighters wouldn't do that, right? Traditionally. You know who did that? Nazis did that, right? So Nazis would do that. Nazis would do that, right? So if you killed a Nazi, the rule was you killed one Nazi, then they would go to a village and kill like 300 villagers. Women, children, all that. They did that. The Greek guerrillas did not do, they didn't go target German babies and civilian, all that. It's a different thing. So I don't know. Do the rules of law, do the rules of war, or even just some common decency extend to guerrilla fighters or, freedom fighters, if you want to call them that? Even if you take that perspective, wouldn't you be like, hey, let's probably not do that? Even if you believe Palestinians are in this open air prison. By the way, I saw a fucking house one of them lived in. They lived in pretty good. And it was it's a self-owned because it was a post from a pro-Palestine X account. And they were like, my father's house before and after or something like that. And the house before was fucking lit.
It's on the Mediterranean.
It was fucking lit. And now it's rubble. I mean, to her point. But before you're going, and then all the comments are like, what kind of open air prison is that? A lot of people, I think, have this image of Palestine as just like it was, just like people eating bugs. But, Hamas lived very well there. There was rich people there. There's nice houses there. It was a place. It had a nice riverfront. I mean, it was a place. It was stores. It was like a regular place, But, people hear things and like you have to go there. And yeah, they were heavily controlled as far as leaving or whatever. There's all that stuff. But I mean, just the fact that they weren't eating bugs. They weren't just it was like a place where people were living and like there was some level of like happiness there, and some rich people there. That's all I'm saying. Because I saw this guy's house and I was like, wow, that shit looked like it was in Palm Springs. Anyway, I got detracted. What was my point already? So my point is like, is he remiss or is he doing it on purpose? Is he going like, this is going to be lit. This is going to fucking get the fucking algae going. This is what it's about. This is what I'm trying to do. Okay. What is it? Because it's one of the two. It can't be both. It's a little interesting to me because it took one Google search of another guy to find this sermon from this guy saying that. So it's like, are they not doing those searches? Like, maybe it's that they're not because those kids were able to fool him real easy. So it doesn't seem like his producers, I don't even know who maybe he's got Ben Avery working for him now. Like maybe it's just some kid wants to be a comedian. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're all like feature comics.
Who's his clip guy?
Yeah, who's his clip guy? I don't know. That's the thing. It's like, how much can you trust the opinions of someone who's just got their producers, just some guy? When you're at those news organizations, all those producers are like journalism graduates. They're all writers. They're all, they're in the news game. Okay. But we're in this era now where we're just throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I can't believe I'm saying that Fox News had a standard, but it seems like they might have had a little bit of a higher standard than Tucker Carlson has now. Not for his opinions. Don't get me wrong. Don't listen to this. I know you hate the Jews, but just listen to me. I'm just saying that should have been part of the story. If you're a journalist, whatever you believe that the Jews want to burn all the Christians or hate, whatever you're believing is your business. But you can't disagree with me on the fact that you'd want to include that as part of the information in the assessment of who you're interviewing, right? You may want to throw a couple of questions that way. When you're sitting down with Putin, you may want to go, now, there's a lot of people that fall out of windows who criticize you. Why is that? You constantly win your election. And he put him in, if you put him in quotes, then he'd be a journalist. He said, you're constantly winning your elections. If he did that once, just air quotes around the word election in front of Putin, then you're a journalist. You're winning by 96% like Saddam Hussein did. Why is that? Why is that? And the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on of things he could have asked. Is there anything real in this country? Is the news real? What have you done to anyone who critiques you? Why is that? Now, why is that? NPR editor says network turned a blind eye to Hunter Biden laptop because it could help Trump. So this is the type of stuff, you know, that has hurt mainstream media when things like this happen. Yeah. These are the types of things that have created this atmosphere, right? That everyone's thriving now, going like, we'll never know because there's no one to trust. So trust me. I'm doing this. I'm doing, you know, there's nobody who has enough integrity that the people can see has enough integrity that they believe, you know? You just need like a Steph Curry type of person to come in and change the game. I'm just saying like the way Steph Curry changed basketball, you know, the way Caitlin Clark has changed, you just need a star journalist to come in and make everyone look silly. It's like the way anyone thinks they're good with their little clips and comedy, and then you go watch Louis C.K. do an hour, and you just go, I thought this is, you know, because what unfunny people will do often is they'll retweet each other and all that stuff because they want to keep people thinking that their comedy is good. They're like, they'll see someone who's not that good, and they're like, I'm not that good. So it's like, oh, look at that. And then people go, because people aren't that, you know, people only know Allegory of the Cave. They only know what they're exposed to. So they're going like, oh, this is great. This is comedy. And then you don't want them to see the Louis C.K. You don't want them to see good stuff because then then people go, oh, I thought that was, oh, that's horseshit. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. So they don't want them to see it, right? So what was my original point? You're not following along either. And neither am I. I don't remember what my original point was.
You're talking about the climate, how things are not trustworthy.
Climate change is not real, and Greta Thunberg got arrested. She always got that happy autistic smirk on her face when she gets arrested. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be nice if we get an advocate who doesn't count ceiling tiles. That's a really mean autistic people. Is it though? Counting, you know, that's how Rene Descartes came up with the XY axis. He was laying in bed sick, looking at the ceiling squares.
Wow.
And that's how Rene Descartes came up with the XY axis.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
I mean, listen, I'm a genius. What can you do? We all scroll. It's a scroll fact. I don't know where I came up with it. I'm probably wrong. Who cares?
You read it on X?
Yeah. I read it on X. So what you're saying, yeah, so this is what's created this atmosphere, right? So that's what we're saying.
Everything feels partisan, so you don't know who to believe.
You don't know who to believe anymore.
Right.
So yeah, my original point is we need somebody like that. That was my original point. A Steph Curry like that, a Caitlin Clark to just come in and change the game. They have so much integrity. They deliver the news in such a way that they just start to win people's trust back. You know, they do it in a charismatic way, but also with integrity. You know, it takes a certain generational type of journalist to do something like that. And that's the only hope. But I don't think it's going to happen. And I also don't think, because I'm an expert on history, I just don't think, what I've noticed in history is I just don't think an empire can last as a democracy. And I'll tell you why. Because when you have freedom and democracy, that leaves you free to criticize the country you're in and start to hate it. There's people here who hate the country. There's people here of like, if you have a flag, you're like, they hate you, right? And they're like citizens of this country and they benefit from it. That's not going to make it. Eventually, that's going to get so extreme that the empire is going to be weak. You just need propaganda and nationalism, and you just need it, right? I'm not saying it's good and moral, and I agree with it. I'm just saying from a helicopter view, there comes a point where if you want to maintain an empire, you can't listen to everyone's opinion anymore. It's like, it just becomes a thing like, this is for Mother Russia now. And you fall out a window if you say anything different. So I think America will probably happen here. You saw it happen in Rome. You know, you see it kind of happen everywhere. you can't leave it up to the people because they're free and they're all disagreeing and they have their motives. They want to be seen. They want to create their content. Tucker's out there. He wants to get ratings. Nobody knows what to believe. And then a guy comes in and goes, the party's over. None of you guys are famous anymore. Now you're all joining the military and we're expanding our borders. And that's just what it is. We're just going to strengthen our hold. Okay, we're launching attacks from Midway Island and we're taking Japan now. And that's it. And we're going full-blown war. There's a new axis forming. When you read about World War II, it is a little scary, right? Because these alliances started to form, and it was all about we're going to get their rhetoric at the time. When you listen to some of the speeches, the rhetoric at the time was like, we're going to get rid of the United States, all the Western democracies and their evil imperialist way. Like all the stuff that you hear from Putin, you hear from Xi, you hear from Kim Jong-un, and they are forming sort of like an alliance. And the goal back then was for power, right? That's the thing. It's power, right? It's power. That's where people who are all caught up in morality, they live in a great mental space, but they don't really live in the planet, right? So when you're going like, what's going on in Israel? What's right and what's wrong? It's like nobody ever cares about that. It's about power, right? So it's like if the Palestinians had the power, do you think that they're going to just be nice? They're going to be nice? We're still dealing with humans here, right? So it's like whoever's got the power isn't nice, okay? Except I got to say, America, we have a system that's a new experiment where things are a little nicer. You're allowed to shave your head and go like, fuck you, I fucking hate America, You're allowed to say shit. I don't know how long that's going to last because it just eventually just weakens your empire because it's about power. Back to my original point, it is a little scary that you start to see the same anatomy in World War II starting to form with the rhetoric is similar and the alliances seem to be similar and the motive is similar to change the balance of power, right? So then that's what taught me that's what brought me to that it's all about power thing. It's really just about we want that power. We don't want you to have the power anymore. The American empire, NATO, we want the power. We want to be what you are now, right?
Well, who had the power before World War II?
Who had the power before World War II? The USA, baby.
The British. And then the USA became the dominant power after World War II.
Yeah, we did, but we were still strong. World War I, we came in too. I mean, we were strong. It was us too. It wasn't just the British. America was a big fucking powerhouse. But yeah, after World War II, we took it all. We took, but Great Britain was, their empire had fucking not crumbled, but retracted. And America was on the rise. We were the young stud. We were the 5-star recruit. We were the Caitlin Clark going to Indiana.
But we were more isolationist, right? It took us a while to get into that.
We were isolationist. Yeah. We were isolationist, but we were torn. It was isolationist, but it was a huge debate, right? It was just like it is now with Ukraine. It was the same thing, right? You had the people going, that's not our war, stay out, Europeans. You had that just like now. And then you had half the population was going, let's get in, Hitler's evil, it's bad. And then Japan preemptively attacked because they were sitting there watching the argument thinking we were going to get in. And they were like, let's just take out their navy. Because there's only one thing that could, if they get in, Japan was going, there's a lot of conspiracies about that shit. But ultimately, really, you look at the Japanese sources, it's like they were just going, we want to dominate this sphere. We want a new world order there where we're in charge. We're going to take China. We're going to take all these other miscellaneous Asian countries, Myanmar and Philippines and whatever the fuck. And Hawaii's there. That's where our Navy was. There, Midway Island, and Pearl Harbor. And they were like, the only thing that can rival us in power is the American Navy in this sphere, in the Pacific. So we're going to take them out. We're just going to preemptively take them out with a surprise attack and take half their fucking Navy. They didn't succeed. They took down 3 destroyers or 2 aircraft carriers. They took 5 ships down. They killed 2,000 people, but they didn't do the job, and then they woke up the sleeping beast. And as my old podcast partner famously said, or infamously said, depending on if you're thinking about giving him a show or not, and you are or are not privy to hearing that part, we put them in the microwave. Then they went in the microwave right after that. I mean, it's like, what are you going to do? And then they were going to do another sneak attack on Midway Island, but we broke their codes and knew they were coming, and we fucking annihilated them and like wiped them out. And then that just it just became a very long day for Japan after that. It was a very fucking long day. Okay, to quote my old podcast partner, they woke up the boys, and it was trouble from there on. It was just trouble for them. Those little, you know what I mean? Then things didn't get so nice, and then we had some guys working on some boom booms, and we won the race to the boom booms. And guess where we put the boom booms? We put the boom booms in a place where there was some, as you call, civilian casualties.
Sounds like you're explaining this to a third grader.
Yeah, there was some boom booms. We created some boom booms, and then Japan was in a whole bunch of trouble. They got into a whole bunch of trouble, you know? But the plan was to take over the world. I mean, Hitler's plan was to take over the world. I mean, if he would have stopped, dude, after he took like Austria, Hungary, Poland, if he would have stopped and just chilled for a while, people we were isolated. We were like, all right. But he just fucking, you know, that's just not how those people are built. You know, like what kind of personality wants to become a dictator? A guy who's just, that's enough? No, these guys, they have Freudian death wishes. It's like they have a hole in them that they're trying to fill. And it's like they get a little rush off of every little, it's like being a comic. And like, all right, now I'm playing theaters. It's like, okay, not good enough. Now I got to play stadiums. Okay. Now I got to cut my hair to look like Hitler.
Oh, no.
And now I got to run for president. Now I need to take over the world. Now I need to build American pyramids. Now I need to start slavery again. It just keeps going because that's how these people are built. Because they're not in therapy and they don't know what the true motivation is that their mother was cold. And that's all there is. You had a cold mother. There's a hole in you. Okay? Starting slavery again is not going to fill that. You're just going to end up getting yourself killed because eventually people are going to rebel against you. You know, so Hitler wasn't going to stop. And he went into Russia, and finally the winter came. And a lot of people think it's just the winter that slowed them down, but the winter happened. It did slow them down, but they were fucking winning. They were like fucking they were like 50 miles outside of Moscow. Hitler just made the stupid mistake of going, he wanted like a PR win for his people because he's such a fucking egomaniac. He just made a mistake. He made an arrogant mistake. He said, let's go take Stalingrad. And he goes, it's not because it's named after Stalin, although that's why he did it. Thou doth protest too much. Why would he mention it then in his speech? When you hear the speeches and translate, you're like, dude, this rhetoric, you hear it today, right? He goes like, and he speaks a little trumpet. To be honest with you, like he speaks in that like common folk kind of, you know, because I've been watching a lot of his speech. It's kind of like you could see how the common folk, because he's like, he's basically going, we're not going there just because this idiot's named after that. It's his name. It's not a symbolic victory. We're going to take Stalingrad because it has strategic importance. And he went in, and he went in, they started winning, but Stalin had enlisted like 1 million women. And then they got into Stalingrad, and then Stalin just did a smart thing, and he let them in, and then he surrounded them. It's sort of like what the Gauls did to Julius Caesar, just surrounded him, right? And so like they got into the city, and then they were surrounded and cut off from their supply lines, and fucking 1 million women reinforcements came in, and they were snipers, and they were shooting, and that was like a significant loss. And it was a stupid move to try to take Stalingrad. They just waited the winter out and maybe continued on. They were 50 miles outside of Moscow. They had taken all the way to Moscow.
How'd they get there? Through what country?
They took the whole, they conquered all that shit. Ukraine they took Kiev.
That's why Putin's sensitive to Ukraine, right?
Yeah, but he conquered Ukraine.
I'm saying like he sees that as the access way into Russia.
Yeah, he wants that shit because he knows the Nazis are coming again. The Germans are there. I don't know. But yeah, he took Kiev. Once Kiev felt like that. I mean, they were steamrolling. When you learn about it, they were fucking steamrolling everybody. They had those Panzer tanks and the Luftwaffe, and they just were a military machine, and they were fucking steamrolling everybody. That they had that Maginot Line, and then they were like, all right, and they were just smart. They were like, we're going to go around. They went through the forest. They went through like Belgium. They were like, we're just going to go around that way. And they went through the forest, and then the French were going like, I didn't think about that. Because they had the tanks, and the tanks just went through the forest, like just knocking trees over. And And then they took France. They took everything, dude. And then in North Africa, Rommel was just he was just mowing shit down. They got like Libya, and then they were going into Egypt, and the British started fucking getting their shit together and started fucking cleaning their teeth and being about their business and started fighting back. And then Rommel took his first defeat around the same time that it was the time. They overextended. At the same time, the United States banged out the Battle of Midway. When Midway happened, they banged out Japanese, and the Russians were getting banged out in Stalingrad, and Rommel was getting banged out over there around Egypt, and it just started to turn, and it was all because of the Greeks in Crete. It was all because of the bravery of the Greeks. In some way, it all comes back to the success of the Greeks. As Winston Churchill said, Greeks don't fight like heroes. Heroes fight like Greeks. Winston Churchill said that. But they just don't stop. You know what I mean? You just don't stop. Where did this start? You don't remember either.
We're talking about Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson is Putin. Tucker Carlson is Hitler. So, no, yeah, the original point is I just don't see an empire being able to continue with unfettered freedom and no nationalist propaganda, because your state just gets weakened from within, and everyone's arguing, and you're divided, and because that's a symptom of freedom, right? We don't have to agree. We could be different. We could have different religions. There would be nothing that unifies us. And then you just see the tribalism start. You see everyone eating each other. You see political parties eating each other. It's all happening now. So it's obvious that the only thing that holds us together is a strong man. Julius Caesar's coming. Beware the Ides of March, because he's coming. And once Trump crosses the Rubicon, once Trump crosses the Mississippi, we are now the MAGA party is taking control, baby. And the military machine is getting fired up. And I'm just saying, Japan, you're an ally, but, you know, we're coming back to hit you again for no reason, too, just to send a message. But it's scary. It's scary when you see the alliances forming the way they did then. And the alliances back there were your fucking dirty people.
Oh, the Italians?
Fucking Italians.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the way you took it on the chin, and you know what you did. You know what you did. Fucking Mussolini. You know when they were marching POW, British POWs, because Hitler was like, take him to fuck. He treated Mussolini he treated Mussolini like, you know, his guy, his fucking
little step infection.
Yeah, the boss, playing the boss. Boss the plane. He was like, fucking, what are we doing? I'm just sending him fucking, and like you saw the civilians like spitting on them. It makes me go like, it riles up the
who
Greek.
was spitting on who?
Like the Italian townspeople were just spitting on the British POWs, like spitting on them and punching them. There's footage of it. So yeah,
not a good look for the Italians.
No, not a good look. Mussolini was not a good look.
Not a good look.
But it was all about this, like, you know, fascist thing, and they want to get rid of democracies and the West, and it's very similar to stuff you see now. You see these now you have these countries with these strongmen, like strong dictators. Not fucking like Gaddafi's and Saddam's who were, you know, not talking about Banana Republic strongmen. We're talking not Pinochet's. By the way, I saw a huge, massive conservative account praising Pinochet. Pinochet, I mean, dude, X is wild right now. X is so fucking wild. I don't know how to feel about it, but it's shocking to see sometimes. Part of it is like, all right, let these true colors shine. Like, that's good. But then I go, this is probably not good because people are so stupid. And so if they don't know about Pinochet. So they're seeing this, they just going, oh, he hated communists. So the exact quote, and it was from a famous it was like a huge conservative account. And even people on the right were going like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck are we doing now? It was Jack Persek, or whatever the fuck his name is. I think he was one of the big Comet Pizza guys. Jack Per something. And he goes, here it is. Sometimes heroes do wear capes. And it's Pinochet. And this is true, right? So it was retweeted here, and this is true, right? If you read, Pinochet particularly relished a torture technique that involved forcing parents to watch their children being raped, which is true. I mean, he was a vicious fucking dictator. And it's like, just because he hated communists, we're going to like, dude. Sometimes heroes do wear capes, Pinochets. Next thing you're going to see right now is sometimes heroes do cut their mustache right here and here. I mean, dude, X is wild right now. Let's look at some human rights abuses in Chile during Pinochet. The systematic human rights violations that were committed by the military dictatorship under Pinochet included gruesome acts of physical and sexual abuse, as well as psychological damage. From 1973 to 90, by the way, it was a long time. Chilean armed forces, the police, and all those aligned with the military junta were involved in institutionalized fear and terror in Chile. The most prevalent forms of state-sponsored torture that Chilean prisoners endured were electric shocks, waterboarding, beatings, and sexual abuse. And that's a true account that they would rape the kids in front of the parents. And they would force the parents to watch. Can you imagine, dude? Another common mechanism of torture employed was disappearing those, quote unquote, who were deemed to be potentially subversive because they adhered to leftist political doctrines. The tactics of disappearing the enemies of the Pinochet regime were systematically carried out during the first 4 years of military rule. The disappeared were held in secret, subjected to torture, and were often never seen again. But the National Commission on Political Imprisonment and Torture and the Commission of Truth and Reconciliation approximate that there were around 30,000 victims of human rights abuses in Chile, with 40,000 18. Don't forget that 18. They were tortured. Imagine those 18 being like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Dude, it happened to me too. Like, yeah, but we like round numbers. So sorry. 40,018 tortured and 2,279 executed. So he was a little bit of a dick. But here we are. Like I said, pretty soon you're going to see a picture of Hitler wearing like a long coat, and they're going to go, some heroes do wear capes. And you're going like, wow, I just long for the day when we could all agree that Hitler was a dick. We're not even there anymore, dog. Civilization is precarious. And the reason why we're in this mess that we are is that this podcast isn't bigger. So it's really your fault. It's actually your friend's fault who listen to 1 minute of this and don't get it. I can only do my part, okay? Patreon.com/Yannis Pappas Hour for your $5 from my daughter's diapers, please. We'll see you next time. All right, what's up, everybody? Like I said, our new tradition is to start our small business shout-outs with the newest member first. So welcome to the party. Welcome to the Greek salad of support. Welcome to the peasant salad of support. And we can't do it without our feta cheese in the salad, which is tech art. What is tech art?
PCB tech art.
PCB tech art. It's a small business. PCB Tech Art. Looking for business swag for marketing in the form of keychains, ball markers, or bag tags. Maybe you need PCB design consultations, prototyping, or 3D printing services. Check out PCBTechArt.com and visit the online store or send them a direct message for any consultations and custom designs. They also sell on Amazon. Wait a second. PCB Tech Arts. Can we use them?
Sure.
We can create some swag.
Yeah.
PCB art.
Some 3D printed swag.
What does that mean?
I don't know. We can get ball markers.
What are those?
Golf balls. We can get customized golf balls.
Yeah, but that's not what they are.
Yeah, that's what it is. I
That's
looked it
what
up.
it is?
Yeah, I checked their website.
You did?
Yeah, I want one.
Let's talk. Yo, seriously, PCB Tech, we want to start a merch store here. Can they do that shit?
Yeah, they do business cards. They do all kinds of stuff, like laser cut. All kinds of, yeah, cool
I like
shit.
it a lot. All right, check them out. PCBTechArt.com. You should give our fans like a little something, 10% or something.
Yeah.
Get smarter. Next. Send us a new copy. Of course, we got our mainstays right here. Just guys who should be paying us a lot more because they do very well. ExclusiveAutoshipping.com if you're moving your car out of state. If you bought your car out of state, if you're on Carfax or whatever this shit is, and you buy one from fucking Louisiana, you buy a lemon, but you because it's cheap and you need it shipped, you hit up ExclusiveAutoshipping.com. Why? Because they have student and military discounts and they give you a free quote. That's what Jared does. That's the way he's been doing it since 2016. Chris Minetti, I mean, there's only one guy to go to if you got to cash a business check in the Philly, South Jersey area. Let's say you want to go to an Eagles game, but you go, oh, yeah, I want to see if I can forge a check and get away with it. Kill two birds with one stone. Hit him up, 215-750-3730 in that area. And he will cash that check for you. Capiche? For the free .art, it's music in Hawaii. Why don't you go check him out? Nate Linder is back like he never left. No, he did leave. No, you did leave, but you are back. And I appreciate it. I've been working with Nate for a long time, and we've been able to get our podcast down 6 levels. No, I've not been working with Nate, and that's probably why we're not growing.
That's what it is.
Why don't you do some pro bono work for us, Nate? Show me how you can do. I'm not just going to hire you just because I'm taking your money. So do some pro bono for us, and then I could really sell it as an example to others of how you've helped us grow. But what he does is he can help you rank #1 on Google, and he can drive business leads up. He's been crushing it with these construction companies he's working with, okay? We got to clip that, by the way. Think marketing, think Nate Linder, and he likes you to contact, like all great marketing companies, he wants you to contact him on Instagram, @Nate_Linder. Go check him out. Send him a DM. Make it funny. Have fun. Nate_Linder. He's part of the culture of the show. I can't believe you should never leave. You left, and I'm mad at you. DisplayPros.net. Now, you could work with these guys similarly to build your custom trade show booth, retail fixtures, promotional items at DisplayPros.net. These guys are screwed in, and they will give you 10% off your first purchase if you tell them that I sent you. So go do that. And, of course, we got screwed in Matthew Albani down there in the St. Petersburg area who's got a boutique insurance company. That doesn't mean that it's any less effective or better. I think they're better. You could trust him more. And I say that because he's paying me. So mainsuranceservices.com. You can call him at 813-260-0338. Tell him Yannis sent you, and he'll say, that's great. Because he doesn't offer anything, right? But they can help you get a wide range of insurance policies. Commercial, workers' comp, commercial property, auto, professional liability, general liability, and umbrella plans. So hit up mainsuranceservices.com. And, of course, CapperTech, your sports handicapper. There's no reason if you're putting juice. There's just no reason not to check in because it's free. So what do you want me to tell you? Let them do the work for you. Okay? They use machine learning AI to simulate game results based on all the data they have. It's going to give you an idea. It's going to help you. It's all 100% free. So go to CapperTech.com or download the CapperTech app in the App Store or the Google Play Store and start winning. CapperTech, CapperTech.com. If you're betting on games, go check in. Let them help you. Rebels-Raider. Is he back in stock yet or no?
No bags.
No bags. He's sold out. They're so popular because they're so freaking good.
He's got military surplus, though.
Yeah, he's got military surplus, which means guns, knives, and North Korean prostitutes, as we said. Did he design these bags, these Rebels-Raider bags? They're so good. I'm proud to have him as a sponsor. @Rebels Raiders on Facebook. I like this guy a lot. He's funny. Website is rebels-raiders.com. 100% real deal tactical gear for everyday usage. He's out of bags, but he's got, like Jesse said, other types of stuff on the website that you checked out, right?
I saw you eyeing up my bag.
I took it out of the bag. Oh, you put it right back in.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yo, but I don't need it because I got one.
I saw
Dude,
you.
look.
Yeah.
Where is it? Yeah, look. That's what I have it right there.
That's your weekend bag.
That's my weekend bag, dog. If I'm doing 2 days, I just take that bag and a small little. I put that on my back. It staples in here. It's got so many different joints that you just can load up. It's just great.
Stay away from my bag.
And it's got the padding. Yeah, I want that bag. So go to rebels-raiders.com. And, of course, thinkingman.substack.com. It's a New York City-based newsletter. It's really good. They publish articles, essays, and thoughts on things like books, movies, pop cultures, and politics. Think for yourself. Check them out. Read them. It's free, too. There's no downside. If you love them and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe for free, or you can give them $5 a month. So, @thinkingman on Substack. Check it out. And we got some freaking copy from our new guy from last week.
John Pappas, your brother.
John Pappas. I support the Greeks. John Pappas owns Suds Auto Spa. It's a clean car freak's dream. You know, Paul Verzi would love this. He gets detailed like once a month.
Really?
Italians just can't handle They like white leather and they like a clean car, right? So they specialize in automotive longevity services such as ceramic coatings and paint protection film. They also offer storage solutions featuring car capsule units. I bet you a lot of car eggheads know what I'm talking about here. These storage assets are designed to keep your car dust-free. I like this. Keep your car dust-free and safe from impacts. I like this. Can I get in on this?
Yeah.
They keep you safe from impacts, mildew, even rodents. Okay, I don't think there's rodents getting in the car. Where are you in the Appalachian Mountain? I don't have to worry about mouse in my car unless you leave Chick-fil-A in there all the time, unless you're a dirty bird. But hey, it'll also keep rodents out of your car. Give them a call at 412. Oh, sorry. Give them a call at 412-564-5033. You can email them at info@sud. What is that? Suds Auto. You can at sudsautospa.com, at sudsautospa.com, or you can check them out at suds_auto_spa on Instagram. Where are they located?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Premier Auto Spa.
So if you're in the Pittsburgh area, I guess only, right? So there you have it.
Oh, no, maybe they travel.
Do you travel? Let us know, John. Thanks for coming on board, though. Zito Elas.